Hi, this is Julie and I'm back with the headboard. As you can see, I'm starting again. See it's kind of like not so white, and I taped it all off again, the headboard, the front part. And I wanted to show you from part 2, now I'm drying the headboard and the footboard. And see, and there you go. That's the one I just finished. So that's the exterior part of the footboard. And that's, again, my first coat. My second coat is still drying, and it's been 2 hours. And I rubbed it like with a piece of paper like that, just to see, and this is how it came out. So that means it's still a little bit wet. Even if I do it now and it's been like over, let me see if I can get a white piece of this. This is the part that's been drying for 2 hours. So if I rub it just to see how dry, see, now it's actually a lot less. So it does dry, 2 hours is pretty accurate. So let's go back to the one I'm gonna start now. So I taped it all off. And I'm being very lazy about this because I'm barely moving my bed. And I am getting, so this is part 4. Oh, I didn't put my gloves on. Well, it's all right. Actually, I don't really need gloves, I don't think. So here's I'm still using the first cup. Remember I said I used about a cup of water and a 1/4 cup of mix of that paint? Well, I'm still using the same amount of the original paint, and I still have enough. I probably will get through this one. So let me start in the corner where I like to start, and it's my first video, so have patience with me, please. Oops, again, I forgot to wet it. I can't believe it. So let me go back up and wet, because I should have wet the whole thing first. See, this is what happens with beginners. So you wet the whole thing first, because if not, it doesn't slide. And that's why I realized I hadn't wet it, because it didn't slide. So you wet your whole thing and saturate it. And the headboard is actually much bigger than the footboard, so it'll probably take me longer. So I'm just gonna do one little piece so you guys can see again how it's done. And notice how dark it gets once you wet it, and then how it lightens up over there on the other side, the one that's almost dry, how it lightens up. So I'm just wetting this little corner right now, the first part, and then hopefully I didn't mess this up by doing a piece, but it should be okay. This paint is very forgiving for beginners, I can tell. So there you go. You start with your corner, and then you get it in there, and then you start the circles. And basically is this is like it's like dyeing. And I noticed on the second part that I did, the second side, it's like tie-dye almost. It looks like tie-dyed, but it's not that light. It's actually pretty, the coverage is pretty good. But you're dyeing your bed, basically that's what you're doing. So just keep doing your circular motions, and you do a thin coat, but try to keep it even. I mean, I look to see if I missed any spots, and then I go back and circle back over them and try not to leave anything uneven. And I can tell, because look, if you look at the one, this is the first coat of the other side. The second side that's still wet, it looks darker because it is still wet. So it'll lighten up. But you can see already that I did a pretty decent job for my first time. And hopefully this side will come out just as nice. And so this is my part 4 video. And like I said before, feel free to subscribe. Give me any recommendations before I'm done. After I finish painting them all, then I want to do the wood I want to paint the wood like gold leaf, the wood. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but I'll figure it out, and I will keep you guys in tuned. So feel free to subscribe, like, and do all those things that people want you to do if you like what you're seeing. All right, I'll see you soon after I'm done with this side. Bye.